Before I start the video, if you need help with anything within TDS, watch this video here. It should explain lots of ways on how to get better at the game, and it should help you out with your grind. Event towers have been in TDS for a long time. The first event tower being Gladiator and the most recent being Spotlight Technician. In today's video, I will be ranking all of the event towers because I felt like it. But before I begin, I recently made a Discord server for people that are just trying to chill, talk, and hang out. If you're interested, the link will be in the video description. With that being said, grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's get right into the video. Gladiator was first event towers added into the game. Back in 2019 during the Sword of the Fights event. On its release, it was kinda buns, but after 2021, it was one of the best early game towers in TDS because of its splash damage and it being $300 to place. But it quickly fell off again around 2022, and right now it's pretty bad compared to all the other event towers, so I'll give it a D tier. Commando was the second event tower in TDS, getting it if you beat the Area 51 event, released back in 2019 in August. According to this person here, it was pretty bad, having no hidden detection, bad max level damage, and its only purpose is being good to flex. But after a couple years, it got its rework, but right now I find it pretty mid. I can't really say that much since I don't have the tower. So I'll give it a B tier. Slasher was the third event tower to be in the game during the Halloween event in 2019. It used to be called Shredder, but they changed the name. It was good when it was released, but after Below changed the name to Slasher, it was pretty bad. But after it got its rework, it was pretty decent, and its bleeding effect right now is actually pretty good paired up with another recent event tower that I'll get into later. So I'll be putting Slasher in high B tier. Frost Blaster came out in 2019 during the Christmas event, and when it released it was actually kind of mid, being a copy of the Freezer but being a little bit better. After it got reworked though, it was and is still pretty good right now, having hidden detection, flying detection, and lead detection for $12,000, and a placement limit. Damn, this thing is insane. I'm gonna have to give this thing an S tier. Archer came out in 2019 during the Christmas event. I don't really know how good it was on release, but after its rework, it's alright. To this day, it's not really that bad, but it's not horrible, so C tier. Swarmer came out during the Easter event in 2020, and it was alright during release, I think, and fell off about a month or two later. But after it got reworked, this thing became a menace to TDS. Like, if you got this thing to its full potential and had 4 people in a game with it, it would do up to 48,000 DPS. If you're wondering how, this is because of its ability to stack Bs. But the devs had to nerf it since it was way too overpowered, which is pretty valid. But if this was before it got nerfed, I would put this thing in S tier for like 50 years or so. But right now, it's gonna go in B tier. Now, Toxic Gunner is a funny story since it came out during the Christmas event in May of 2021. Pause. Okay, so really quickly, I'm going to explain for the people that don't know. Basically, TDS kept their Halloween event for like half a year, and they kept delaying the Christmas event. And it came out in 2021 in May 21st. Toxic Gunner was kind of broken during the release, being in a strat to beat hardcore, stun locking the Void Reaver and slowing down other bosses as well. But they quickly fixed that bug and it kind of fell off. But after it got reworked, it was good for a little longer. It got flying detection, which seems pretty good. Its slowness can also spread, which is peak, but I don't really have the tower and I can't really say anything about this, so I'll put this in A tier. Along with Toxic Gunner's release, Sledger also came out during the Christmas event, and It was also really good during release, being able to freeze enemies, deal 150 damage max level, and having a decent placement limit of 6. When the enemies were frozen, Sledger would deal double the amount of damage. Pairing this up with Commander made it kind of broken. It was also pretty good in the next event, that being the solar eclipse. But anyways, after a while it kind of fell off, but after it got reworked though, this thing was really good and really good against crowds still. I personally love this event tower. It's one of my favorites. So, but I'm gonna be fair, you could put this thing in A tier. Executioner was released when Night 4 of the Solar Eclipse was released in December. Damn, the TDS really messed up with their event schedule. Back to the tower. The first day of this tower being released, it already had an overpowered ass bug. If you sold the Executioner at the right time when his axe was coming back to him, it would stay there, but it would be invisible and it would deal damage when the zombies went into it based on the level of the Executioner. Enough of these and you could kill the Umbra in seconds. Just watch this footage here.
Still works, even though the game has an 100,000 hour taken away, 200,000 hours taken away, bro. Holy crap. 400,000, 500, 500, 600,000, 700,000, 800,000. She's gonna die here. 1,000,000 health. 1,000,000 health. Yes, we did it. We did it. We got 1,000,000 health now.
But after this thing was patched a day later, it kind of fell off. Okay, splash damage. The hidden detection was at level 4, so it wasn't even that good. And the flying detection. And as of right now, it hasn't gotten a rework. And this skin right here glitches the tower completely, and sometimes it doesn't do damage. So I'll give this thing D tier. Elf Camp was released in 2022 during the Christmas event in December. It was pretty good when it was released, and I remember it almost beating Molten mode, and for 2 towers to be able to do that is crazy. But it slowly fell off. After it got reworked though, it is pretty good right now, but not sure it's worth the price of 700 Robux. But I'll give this a low A tier, as the placement limit of 2 is kind of underwhelming and could be a waste of a tower slot because you could just have military base or merc base instead. Alright, so I'm gonna make this quick because I can. Jester was overpowered during the release in 2023 during the Halloween event, being almost like Toxic Gunner, and Jester was the reason someone could solo hardcore back in 2023. But after that, it kind of fell off, and of course, like every event tower, at some point it got nerfed, and then there's an alternate tower that's better, so I'm gonna put this in D tier because it really needs to be reworked. Cryomancer came out in 2023 during the Christmas event, and it was pretty good when it was released. To be honest, I don't really have a lot to say about the tower other than it's alright, and I'm gonna give it a B tier. I don't really feel like yapping about this tower that much, and if you don't like it, fight me. Hello Punk and Harvester both came out in 2024 when the Halloween event came out. Hollow Punk was obtainable by beating Night 3 on easy mode, and it's pretty bad. 3 levels that aren't even that good, and a 4-second fire rate, D tier. Harvester is a different story. You got it by beating Night 3 on hard mode, and it was pretty good at release, and the spike ability is also good, being better if you pair it up with the farm when it's along the track, or the path. After it got a small rework, it got a little better, but the fire rate and max level is suck a bit, but it's reasonable since it almost does 900 damage max level. It has flying detection as well, which makes it a good option for following. I think it also has hidden detection. I'm not sure though, but I'll give it an A tier. I'm making this quick. These came out in the Frost Invasion event in 2024 during Christmas, and you unlock Snowballer by beating easy mode of the event. All I'm gonna say about this tower is it's really bad. This shit's probably as bad as normal scout or a little better because it did slow down enemies a bit, but this is going in D tier because this thing needs a rework badly. You unlocked Elementalist when beating hard mode in the event, and it was pretty good on release, but quickly got forgotten. And right now, it's alright, I guess. B tier. Firework Technician is obtainable every New Year and 4th of July for like a week or two every time it gets re-released, and it's pretty good. Giving every tower in range every detection for the first 30 seconds of every wave, and giving the towers a chance of shooting a firework that deals a bit of splash damage and fire damage to enemies. But it lacks range a lot, having a range of like 13 I think at max level, so I'll give it a high A tier. Biologist came out in the Ducky event, and it was pretty good when it was released. It was the reason someone was able to solo Polluted Wastelands 2, and I think it was also the first one that did it. But quickly fell off, and it's kind of mid now, so I'll give it a B tier, just like above Elementalist. Warlock came out during the Halloween event, and it's pretty good. But if I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really used it that much since I got it. My friend Wenigo said it's an easy 7 out of 10, but it could be also a 10 out of 10. He says it could be better than Accelerator at a point in time. I'll trust him on this since I've been watching Warlock in action a couple times, and Warlock has two modes, melee mode and normal mode. Melee mode activating when it gets within its dead zone and slashing enemies. Normal mode, it shoots out a beam out of his hand, which is actually pretty cool. Dealing solid damage, and I'll rank this thing in a high A tier. I just don't know enough about the tower to put it any higher. Spotlight Technician recently came out in the Narrator's Final Act event, and this thing is actually really good. Good range, good damage, and it has splash damage, which makes it really good. And last but not least, it can knock back enemies. If its meter filled up when attacking an enemy, it would confuse it and it would walk back for like a second, or like half a second or a second at least, and it would go back to its ways after. It's pretty good, and I'll give it an A tier. And there you have it, the tier list that I made of all the event towers. Let me know if there's anything any additional information about these event towers, because some of the event towers I don't know a lot of information about, and I'm actually kind of curious about getting some new information about them. Be sure to like and subscribe, join the Discord server, and I'm out of here.